Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So once again, the spotlight is on Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Some people are calling her ghetto because she speaks her mind, she speaks her truth, she knows what she's talking about. And all I can say is if electing a convicted felon president of the United States with a sleazy wife and all of the sleazy activities that have been going on for the past really 12 years, ever since he came on the scene, well, then if she is ghetto, then I would like to know what you call him and his crowd. So ever since Jasmine Crockett had a viral moment when she called Marjorie Taylor Greene a bleached blonde, bad built, butch body, people have been coming for her, and she has had to prove to people over and over again that she is not to be played with. So this time, Nancy Mace has dragged her into the spotlight. You will recall that Nancy Mace is the white congresswoman from South Carolina that accused Dr. Michael Eric Dyson of trying to holler at her. Dr. Dyson denied it, but it did look suspicious to many of us. So here's the headline that's got everybody talking. Nancy Mace threatens to take it outside in heated hearing clash with Jasmine Crockett. Nancy Mace wants to take it outside. And for anybody who's been living under a rock all their lives, when somebody asks you if you want to take it outside, they're challenging you to a fight. They're asking you if you want to settle whatever the argument is with a fight. And it does not surprise us at all that violence would be on Nancy Mace's mind because they have settled many a dispute with black people with violence. But Jasmine Crockett might not be the one. She might not want any of that. Just saying. Let's get the backstory and see why Nancy Mace lost her temper in the halls of Congress and asked somebody if they wanted to take it outside. South Carolina Representative Nancy Mace appeared to threaten a colleague with a fist fight on Tuesday during a contentious hearing about the shape of the incoming Congress. The confrontation in which Mace challenged Representative Jasmine Crockett, Democrat of Texas, to take it outside erupted during a call for a civil rights subcommittee to be reinstituted. That prompted Mace to accuse Democrats of failing to protect women's rights because of their support for transgender people. Now, we know that Nancy Mace is vehemently opposed to the transgender community. So she got her feathers up when Jasmine Crockett wanted the subcommittee on civil rights to be reinstituted. Now, we know that civil rights would not just affect transgender people, it would mostly affect black people because black people have been the driving force behind civil rights legislation and activity in the United States. But Nancy Mace apparently saw an opportunity there, and so she jumped on it. What Nancy Mace is doing is that she's ignoring all of the civil rights violations against black people, and she's making it seem like Jasmine Crockett is only advocating for the civil rights of transgender people. And that is not the way I'm reading it. But Nancy Mace says, you're making women feel unsafe in this country. You're making the opportunity for women and girls to be raped, to be sexually abused in this country even greater than they've ever been. So don't come over here with your attitude and talk to me about rights when you're trying to take my rights as a woman, as a rape survivor, away. So she threw all of that in. Crockett fired back that Mace was using trans people as a stunt to get attention and argued elsewhere in the hearing that Mace fantasizes about a non existent threat from trans people using bathrooms that match their gender identity. Now, this is what I think really made Nancy Mace mad when Jasmine Crockett said, somebody's campaign coffers are really struggling right now. So she's going to keep saying trans, trans, trans so that people feel threatened. And, child, listen, the Texas rep said before a furious Mace cut her off. So Jasmine was like, child, listen, indicating that Nancy Mace's campaign was running out of money. So she's trying to do something to get attention so that people will donate money to her campaign. So I believe that's what set Nancy Mace off. So listen to part of the confrontation.
Somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, trans, trans so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all
I
to
am
tell
no
me
child.
whether or
Do
not
call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
I am 47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have.
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I
will
am
in your life.
reclaiming my
Let's go.
time.
You will not do that. I
Order.
am not a child.
I
am
am
not a
reclaiming
child.
my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr.
we can
Chairman,
do
the
that.
committee is not
Okay.
in order.
Order.
Point of order.
Order.
Well, that's how it went. That's how it went down. Well, Nancy Mace ended up asking Jasmine Crockett if she wanted to take it outside, which was really childish. Mace and Crockett offered contrasting versions of events after the fact. If you want to see the difference between House Democrats and House Republicans, watch this. Today, I introduced an amendment to reinstate the Oversight Subcommittee on Civil Rights and Civil Liberties, Crockett wrote on X. My Republican colleague threatened to physically fight me about it. Bless her heart. Mace wrote in an ex post of her own, I'm no child, and if I wanted a physical fight, you'd know it. That's not what this was. I won't be bullied by someone who wants to take away women's rights while lecturing about civil rights. I won't be bullied by someone who thinks being scared of rape is a fantasy. This ain't political, it's personal. Well, I think a lot of us agree with Nancy Mace about this transgender situation, biological men going to women's bathrooms and things and competing in women's sports. I think a lot of us agree with Nancy Mace on this issue. And Jasmine Crockett, I believe, is talking about basic civil rights, things that we have been fighting for, because black people were not fighting for transgender rights. I do believe that Nancy Mace is being disingenuous here, but a lot of us agree with what she's doing. The sparring in the hearing room came the same day as the House passed a ban on transgender athletes competing in girls' and women's school sports, threatening to pull funding from those who don't comply. So they have banned transgenders from competing in women's sports. And I think that's a good thing, because basically what you got is a man out there competing with women. So once again, Jasmine Crockett has shown that she's not afraid to take a stand. Nancy Mace pretty much is a part of the MAGA crowd, even though many of us agree with her on some of the positions that she takes. But Jasmine Crockett is also an advocate for the things that we believe in. And I believe that she is right to have the subcommittee on civil rights reinstated, because there are a lot of violations of civil rights of black people that need to have legislation behind it. There's one thing that we black people have to accept once and for all. America is run by laws, not rhetoric. We can do all of the talking we want to. We can do all of the marching we want to. We can make all of the videos we want to make. We can make all the documentaries we want to make. But nothing is going to change if the law doesn't change. It does not matter how we feel. What matters is what is passed in the halls of Congress, what comes down from the Supreme Court, or what a president puts into law through an executive action. That is what runs this country. Okay, let me know what you think about the video. Thank you for listening. Give me a thumbs up and have a good day.